I'm Anthony Bresnikan. It was my privilege to write the cover story about Comic-Con, about Black Panther, and now it is my honor to close out Comic-Con 2017 with the coolest, most beautiful, most dynamic superhero movie that's coming down the road. Guys, you just killed it in Hall H. There was a standing ovation. The reaction to the footage they showed was so loud. I was like, just quiet down, everybody. I want to see this. And how did it feel being up there in front of 7,000 people who just could not get enough of this movie? Who wants to go first?
I had a great time. To the point where tonight tried to calm me down and shush my mouth. I was just trying to keep on the chair.
She was up in the air.
Yeah, I loved it.
She was in the trailer.
I was in the trailer. Very excited.
I mean, it was it was the first time we were seeing it. I mean, a few of us had seen it, obviously. Ryan having, been the director and everything, and Chadwick being Mr.
I didn't say I saw it.
Oh, I'm pretty sure you saw it.
That was news to a lot of you then, seeing it for the first time.
We were in it, but we didn't see how it all came together. So to see that with the fans was it was really
intense.
thrilling.
It was intense.
It was really special.
I lost myself.
But there was a lot of love coming from them. They were really supportive. And for me, this is my first time at Comic-Con, so this was completely foreign.
Mine too.
Who else?
Yeah.
Who's the first time? So you two were first timers?
First time.
Oh, wow. Four first-timers.
Wow, well, you made a splash, man, the first time.
How many have you been to? I think it's my 7th or 8th, maybe.
Wow.
Seasoned veteran.
Ryan, tell us. So the footage was not released publicly. It was just for those 7,000 people in Hall H.
7,000.
Yeah, you showed a scene, and then also sort of like a trailer, like a little bit of a montage that expands on the trailer that's already out there. But tell us about the scene you chose and why you wanted to show that.
Oh, I mean, it wasn't totally me. It's Disney marketing kind of helped to choose. Our producer Nate Moore, kind of helped to choose. But it's a scene that takes place kind of just after the first act, and you get to see a lot of our characters. You get to see Wakanda's outside of Wakanda, which is interesting. A lot of conflict and contrast there. You get to see the great Andy Serkis, playing Claw, who resonates with a lot of comic book fans because they saw him in Avengers. But we get to see him in full effect in this.
Yeah.
And you get to see the Wakandan come out.
So
you know what I mean, in that casino a little bit.
It's like a high-end South Korean underground casino. You've got a pass to get in, and you've got Nakia, Okoye, and T'Challa walk in dressed to the nines, looking beautiful and glamorous, but they're there on a mission. What's the mission? T'Challa.
And that's where you get.
That's where you get February 16th.
But we already know Andy Serkis is there, Claw is there.
I didn't say that was the mission. I'm saying,
Trying to find out
could just be
stuff.
happenstance, right?
Exactly.
You just went out for a night out. And you run into all sorts of people at the club.
They had good martinis,
It's a popular place.
But I thought you two had an interesting dynamic between you because Nakia, as you said, is a war dog. She's out there, I've described her as James Bond and a Bond girl wrapped up in one.
I like that. Thank you very much.
Right? And Okoye, she's the head of Intel. She's the head of the Dora Milaje. She's very disciplined and by the book. And in this footage, she's like, she's trying to keep you in check. And you're like, I'm going to go for it. Tell me about the dynamic between these two women and what makes them different from each other.
I mean, they're at the core of it, they're sisters. I think they definitely respect each other, very deeply. But yeah, they do have a different approach to things, definitely. I mean, she's military, she's military, and she's a war dog. She goes out, she morphs into different things to do the job, and does what needs to be done on instinct. And I'm going by the book, and she's trying to go on instinct, and I'm telling her, you need to go by the book. And so that's, this is a moment where our different approaches kind of, come to a head.
Right.
Now, Letitia, I want to talk to you about one of the images we show in the magazine. It's you with these, I don't know what you would call them, like gauntlets that look like Black Panther. Now, Kevin Feige says your character, Shuri, she's like Tony Stark in terms of developing cool technology out of vibranium. She's head of the design group in Wakanda. Can you tell us about what those weapons are and what they do?
Okay, so Shuri is just a whiz when it comes to technology. So she works with vibranium for like the whole of her life, like just like, you know, trying to manipulate it in a way that she can add to armor that can be more powerful. You know, I think since the death of her father, she's just like calculating in her brain, like how can she protect her brother and her nation and use her mind to do so. And then she's just like, if something's about to go down, she needs to be ready. So she created these amazing gauntlets that you see in the teaser trailers. And they have a little bit of vibranium in it. And what you need to do to see how they work is buy your ticket February 16th. You get nothing from us.
We saw a couple other things in that footage.
I'm my brother's keeper.
I'll buy the ticket. I'll buy the ticket.
Oh, my brother's keeper.
So, but we also saw something at the end of that footage involving Eric Killmonger, your character, who I know you've got to protect a little bit about his backstory and his role there. But we saw T'Challa chase after Claw, and his Black Panther suit sort of like, I don't know, how would you describe it? Like comes out of his clothes. It's just like it wraps around him automatically while he's running. And then we saw something similar happen with Killmonger, but his costume is. It went by fast, but there was some gold in there. Can you tell us about what that suit is and what's going on there?
There's some intelligent brains behind that creation.
I don't know
It looked to me like the Black Panther suit, but gold. So.
I don't know if I can articulate myself as well as Letitia did, but it's similar to these two characters who have different approaches. Me and T'Challa have two totally different approaches to the throne as well, and you see those two opposing sides clash. So you know, you can call it a Magneto and Professor X type of kind of chemistry. Is the best. This is all I can kind of give away.
Good save, Michael.
And I'll leave it there.
Does that suit have a precedent in the comic, or is that something new for them?
You know, it does. It was something that was added in the Ta-Nehisi Coast, Brian Stelfree's run. The helmet, you know, actually coming on in a different manner than it has before in the books. You know, so it was something that was natural to the story. It was natural to without giving away too much to Shuri and T'Challa's relationship. That maybe his suit might need an upgrade for 2018. 2018.
Feb 16th to be exact.
But what can you tell me about the gold design? Did those look kind of similar?
You're reaching.
Once a bit.
Can you tell me anything? Just a little something.
Nah.
All right. I want to move on to M'Baku and Winston Duke. So your character is another. I think Nate Moore described it to me as like this movie takes a little bit of the Godfather direction, where you have the fallen patriarch, the son rising up to fill the void, and the 5 families who are competing for control of Wakanda. You're one of those.
Yeah, I'm the leader of one of those families, as you're saying. But I think like a huge reoccurring motif you have here is like everyone loves this country, and everyone wants the best for the country, but they just have different ways of trying to move that country forward into the future. So he just, you know, wants the best for the country, and he's gonna come into contact with T'Challa.
Can you guys talk to me about the masks? Because we saw a fight between you guys and it seems like the different tribes or cultures within Wakanda, they all have an affinity to a different kind of like almost spirit animal. You've got Black Panther. For you guys, it's like the ape, the gorilla. Yeah. And then in the trailer, we see Killmonger wearing a mask right before he busts you out of the CIA holding pen. What is that mask?
Wait, what's the question?
What do the masks mean? What's the significance of the mask?
Are you asking about all 3 masks? Or you
all 3. But I'm going to start with him. That's the one I can't tell what that is.
I mean, you know,
What's his spirit animal?
Each mask has its own significance to the character, and you honestly, the only way you're gonna find out is watching.
February 16th.
I mean, that's all I can give you, man.
All right, so we got 3 more people to hit here. You guys are the biggest cast of all. Wasabi is best friends with T'Challa.
Yeah.
He's part of the Border Tribe. Can you tell us about the Border Tribe and the role they play in protecting Wakanda and creating sort of a false front?
Yeah, but I mean, they're the face of Wakanda when people come in and they have to hide. They have to hide everything. It's like it's a metaphor for how the country operates.
They wear a mask just like the Panther.
No, they wear
right?
blankets. Blankets, and they just cover what they need to cover, and they they hide it from the people that are coming in.
And then you gotta buy your ticket to get in.
And then Wakabi is just, I mean, he sees his oldest friend like become the guy, become the king, and he just wants to kind of go, how can I help? How can I be there for him? And you just see that journey.
So Forrest, let's bring Forrest in here now. You play the spiritual leader, the consultant to T'Challa, the keeper of the heart-shaped herb, which helps give him some of his abilities and powers. Tell us about this man. What does he believe? What does he feel? What's his concern?
Like he said, everybody's concern is like the safety and welfare of everybody in this country. I think he deeply loves T'Challa. Black Panther. He's known him since he was a kid. And his goal is to try to keep the people together and to try to move things forward so that we all continue to rise and continue to be strong, continue to be together and stuff.
Tell us about the prosthetic that Claw has. Last time we saw him in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, he was getting his arm cut off by some kind of robot.
Not pretty.
In this footage, we see it open up and a.
We do.
Tell us what pops out.
Well, what pops out is what we'd like to call a sonic disruptor. I think, can we say that? I've said that. Too late. It's a sonic disruptor. So so it uses the power of sound to dread effect.
Even symbolically, the line you have to T'Challa is, "You look like your father."
Yeah, right.
And you can't shoot him, you can't hurt him, but that line seems to hurt, doesn't it? That hits T'Challa. That's a sonic disruptor in its own way.
That's absolutely right.
I mean, it was still close to the events of the last movie. So, I would say that's his go-to. It's psychologically, that's his go-to weapon. Is to pinpoint my weaknesses, pinpoint that I'm not as experienced, to pinpoint that he's the person that's got away. He's our Osama bin Laden. Got away from Wakanda. That it's an unresolved situation. Everybody knows that from the comic books. I can say. It's the unresolved situation with Wakanda. So,
What was you saying?
No, I was going to say that Ulysses really, I think, believes that Wakanda is a boil that needs bursting. Yeah, because there's pretense in there. And Ulysses is one thing he doesn't like hypocrisy, and he sees a certain thing about Wakanda as being hypocritical. And so he's trying to, that drives him. That's what drives him. Yeah.
All right.
Hence that line.
We'll wrap. This is it for Comic-Con 2017. I think the message people should take away from this is buy a ticket.